everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Today is Monday. I think it's the 3rd. I don't know. I got lost on the dates, but it really doesn't matter. It's Monday, the beginning of August. And I want to welcome you to the yarn room as here it goes. We're starting. We've started. And it's a lot, but it's going to be fun. So my channel is a crochet channel mostly. I am learning to knit, so we're doing some knitting. We travel in our RV, which we lived in for about a year and a half. And now we've purchased a home. And this room is the yarn room. You'll be seeing it a lot in my videos from now on. Right now it's a work in progress. The progress is very little so far. The work is still quite a bit. I did empty 5 or 6 boxes yesterday. And I'll show you the progress that I've made. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button if you like the content. Do a thumbie, they're free. And comment and like and share and do all of those things. I really appreciate it. It helps my channel a great deal. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate all the comments and suggestions for the yarn room have been great already, and it's only been a video or two. We are getting another shelf. Actually, we did get it. We went yesterday and bought it. They had 4 left in the store. And we bought 1, and it's going to go on that wall right there where those bins are. The bins are next on the project list. But let me show you what I've done so far. As I said, I'll get into that though in a few minutes. We have other things to talk about first. First and foremost, I have Happy Mail. I've had it on my table since we moved in. And I just haven't been in a place where I wanted to open it and think that I might have a place to be able to put it. Well, now that the yarn room is in progress, whatever is in the box, I know now I can create a place for it or whatever it needs to be. Roy did the tape for me because he had his pocket knife on it after he brought the box down. It is from Robin from Hervé de Grace, Maryland. So I am so excited to open it. I've had it, like I said, for a week, and it's, or better, more than a week since we got it was one of the first things in the post office box that we brought here when we moved in. And like I said, I am just real excited to open it. I don't want to show Robin's address, so let me make sure. There we go. There's something very cool looking already. Let's see. First, we have a card. I don't have a table to set this on, so it's a little crazy. Oh, that's a cute card. Oh, what a cute card, Robin. Did you? That's adorable. She's knitting away over there. Oh, thank you so much, Robin. Let's see, we're going to put that right here. Save the card. So first and foremost, oh, nice. Robin has given me yarn for my, oh, and you even labeled it. Oh, that's fantastic. This is exactly what I do when I get the yarn. I put it in a bag with your name and city and state on it, at least the state, to go into my Sisterhood of the Traveling Purple Scarf. That bag is hanging. You can maybe see the edge of it. There's that blue and white bag from Lynn, my friend, and behind that is the Traveling Purple Scarf bag. And it is sitting in front of a bag that has all the yarns in it from all the people that have given me yarn for the Sisterhood of the Traveling Purple Scarf. I love it. The variegateds are looking so cool in the scarf. And I will bring that out maybe later in this video, probably in another video. And look at this, you guys. Oh, this is fabulous. Look at how big this bag is. Oh my goodness, look at this. It's huge around. It's got great handles on it. And she's got, oh, I love the handles. And made with love by Robin. Where did you get those, Robin? That is fabulous. And it screws on. Those are so cool. I need some of those. Really and seriously, you have to let me know where you got them. This is going to hold yarn in my yarn room. It's like a fantastic project bag or just a nice display bag. Thank you so very much. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so fun. I'm into the fun things for my yarn room. And I love the leather straps. Oh, this is fabulous. It's very, very fabulous. Thank you so much. The next thing on the agenda that we need to talk about is, if you can't tell, I am wearing a Choose Kindness. This is a Boggy Creek shirt that I got from Boggy Creek. So it's part of their own, very own swag. I know if you've been watching Nancy and Lynanne, they have already started talking about Boggy Creek. It is, oh, that reminds me, I have to be live with them today. Or not live. We're doing a powwow today, I think. I almost forgot. Anyway, we are getting our act together. Boggy is doing some construction and really doesn't need blankets this year. We have done such a great job loading them up that, particularly with their construction, they just don't have space for more blankets. So Lynanne and I and Nancy, in the spring, we reached out to some other donation places. And I spoke with Michelle, and then, and I wrote down notes, and they're all in the camper, and I haven't been in the camper to get them. Nor have I been in the camper to get my printer. So, that being said, well, let's just say keep that in mind. But Lynanne spoke to them again recently, since I started moving. And we are going to work with Project Linus, which also in Florida encompasses the Gary Sinise's Foundation of Solar Express, or Polar Express. So what this means is Project Linus is a blanket collection charity. They collect blankets all over the country they have chapters all over the country, in most states, from what I understand. They do not, I found out, have anything in New York, and I found that out from people that live in New York. There's no chapter in New York. But they will take blankets, I think, as small as 36-inch square, and up to twin size, is what I understand. The only really thing that they ask is that it's smoke-free, because getting the smoke smell out of a blanket is difficult. The yarn tends to hold that, and some people might be allergic or have reactions. So they're asking that the blankets are from a smoke-free environment. If you have pets, please launder, and then they will also launder if there's pet hair. Just some pets shed a lot, and you can't avoid that. But they will take the blankets, and they collect those blankets year round. The Florida chapter needs 2,000 blankets a year, is what I understand. They don't have to be crocheted or knitted, but that's what we're collecting, is crocheted and knitted. At least as of right now, that's my understanding. I don't know that we're going to collect other than that. But crocheted knitted blankets, and I think the smallest size, like they said, is 36 by 36. Those would be infant blankets for babies, so please, more solid than wholly. Use your judgment, but these are for kids. They want washable, they want like acrylic. Don't use your bougie yarn. And there are drop-off locations, and maybe some will do pickup, I don't know, but all the chapters. I've seen drop-off locations even at, I think, maybe it was a craft store we used to have here. You know what? I think it was Joann's, but it wasn't. It was a store we used to have called Pat Catan's. It was a craft store, kind of like a Joann's, a Hobby Lobby. It was local here. They've been out of business since before COVID. Years before that, a couple of years before that. But they had drop-off locations. I think I've seen them in libraries. So you can just Google or, call Project Linus in your area and find out where you can drop off your blanket if you want to donate it locally. If you do that, take a picture of it first and send it to the Boggy Creek email, our Boggy Blanket Brigade email, and we'll do slideshows with those. We are still going to collect all blankets that you want to send, but if you don't want to pay the shipping and you still want to participate and you still want to show off your blanket, then please send us a picture and we will do slideshows. We will show your blanket. Tell us what you made it out of. Tell us where the pattern's from. In the email, include a link if you have one, if it's a tutorial. Because we still want to be able to show off your blankets. And we want to be able to count them because we still want to know how many blankets everybody's crocheting. We still want to be the community that we've worked at becoming. So bear that in mind. If you do not have a drop-off location or you don't want to drop it off, you want to send it to Florida, that is fabulous. We're more than willing to take those, and they will go to the Florida chapter of Project Linus. Project Linus in Florida, as I said, also works with the Gary Sinise Foundation or the Polar Express, which is an organization that takes kids who have lost a parent in the military, in first responders, and they send them to Disney for a few days, a week. I think it's a week. And they give them a blanket to take home. They request that you do not do sports teams, that you do not do holidays, because they can't say, oh, this kid doesn't, do holidays or whatever. But they like character themed are great. And for the Polar Express, you cannot do red, white, and blue. These are fallen service people, fallen service men and women, children, and we just don't want to put a blanket on a bed that reminds them of, you bring home a fallen service person and there's a flag on their casket. So we don't want to do that. We want this to be fun and exciting. So kids' colors, that kind of thing. Just like we were doing for Boggy, but we're not doing red, white, and blue. Excuse me, not for Project Line, or not for the Polar Express. But they will, if you send in a red, white, and blue blanket, they can give that to Project Linus. So don't not make one if that's what you have on your hook, or that's what you've already made, because Project Linus will take those, even if the Polar Express cannot, which is understandable. So we're not asking for anything crazy. If you want your blankets to go to Polar Express, you have to mail them to Nancy, and we will show them. We will do live on Wednesday. I think we decided Wednesday. I think that's what we're deciding today when we have our little get together, the three of us. So continue to make your blankets. Donate them locally and save the shipping. Help your local community, which we're choosing kindness, and we can be kind to the kids at Boggy Creek, or we can be kind to kids locally, or we can be kind to kids that are going to Disney. There's a lot of places to choose your kindness. And we appreciate so much all the kindnesses that you have already sent in. So we want to keep that whole momentum going. We just have to choose a different charity this particular year. Maybe next year too. When Boggy wants blankets again, we are more than willing to. That is our charity of choice. So that's thing number 1 about Boggy. Thing number 2 is every kid that goes to Boggy Creek gets a bear. This is a bear. This is Boggy's bear. They sent me this bear, and it is our Boggy bear. Hi, Boggy. Every bear, they've always used sewn bears. So the bears are extremely similar. You can do the fabric any way you want to. All solid. This one you can see is multiple matching colors. They have no facial features, and they all have this little ribbon around their neck. It's probably a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 inch ribbon around their neck, tied in a bow. This is their brand bear. Annette from Tangled in Yarn has worked very hard. And Brian Brown also worked very hard. But then he had to bow out because of physical reasons. And Annette went on to make the bear. She copied this. She sewed her own bear and out of fabric and then duplicated it in crochet. She has the completed pattern on Ravelry. I know some people don't like Ravelry, but let me tell you, it's a website, it's free. You can go there, you can download the pattern, the written pattern. All of Annette's patterns are free on her Ravelry page. And it's Annette Tangled in Yarn. She will also be in the description box. Go to her Ravelry, sign up for it. Like I said, it's free. If you don't agree with their political stance or whatever all that crap was a couple of years back, go in there, get your free pattern, and, close your account if that's what you want to do. But that's how you can get the free pattern. The easiest way to get the free pattern is to go to Ravelry and download it. Annette has also been working on a tutorial. At the time of filming, I'm not 100% sure the tutorial is done, but I think it is. And again, I will link her page, her YouTube page, and you can click on her and find the tutorial. If it's not there yet, it will be there soon. Boggy is low on bears. And like I said, this is their brand bear, so it's specific as to how it needs to look. They're stuffed relatively firmly. We don't have a wobbly head. We don't have real movable arms. The ears are floppy because they are not stuffed. Annette has done, I think, a wonderful job. We went through some revisions, many revisions. I started with Posh yarn, this is Big Twist Posh. It is a 5-weight yarn. There are, I'm going to tell you here in a second, 233 yards on a skein. My understanding is it takes a little more than one skein to do the bear. But any 5-weight yarn should work. We know there's weight differences. Boggy will, they're very specific on how they want the bear to look. The sizing on it, that kind of thing. But they also understand that yarns and tension, your bear might be a little bit, though, so they're going to work with us so that we can work with them. I guess that's what I'm getting at. I did start the bear with the original pattern. I sat down and hand wrote it out because she sent it to me, and I hand wrote it out, and I started with the original pattern. I made 2 ears out of the posh, and I was also doing it in 4-weight acrylic, holding 2 together, because in my life I've heard that you put 2 of the same weight yarn together and it equals the weight of the next size yarn. This is a little pointier on the ear, but they are, my 5 weight is, or my 2 together is a little squatter and a little less pointy. But look, you can see the difference. The width is pretty close to the same. The green and cream one maybe just a little bit bigger. And the peach one is a little bit taller. The ears do not get stuffed. So this is, I actually like the roundness of this one better than the pointiness of this one. But the ears don't get stuffed. I will say that holding the 2 together is a little bit firmer. It's not as soft as the posh. But any 5 weight should work. My intention is to make the body, like finish this bear and see and compare the size to this bear. Puzzle yarn is supposed to work very well. I do not believe I have any puzzle yarn. But I want to try to do the 2 acrylic together just to see the size difference. Because I know most people will have acrylic yarn. And I don't want you to have to go out and buy yarn if you're on to make bears. But if I have other 5 weight yarns, and once I get my printer and can print the pattern out, I plan on making a bear out of the posh for sure. I'm going to finish this for sure, but not with this yarn. Sadly, I gave those yarns away. My friend Elliot, my 12-year-old grandson, I gave him the green to make a bag out of the second day we were in the house. We weren't even staying here yet, but we were here. And we sat down here, him and his grandma, my friend, and he loved this bag. I made this bag when we went to the Fiber Festival in Florida, Sip in the Sun or something. I don't remember. Sun-Kissed Fibers or something. I don't know. I made this bag for that. Lynanne had this wonderful idea that we would all make a bag, and we used a similar pattern and made our own twists on it, and this is the bag I made. And Elliot saw the bag when we were bringing things in, and he's like, and he loved it, and he wanted to make a bag. So the only yarn I had was the green that I was making the ears out of, the green and the cream. So he got the green, and Grandma got the cream, and we started a bag. I took mine out because I was using t-shirt yarn just to see how that would work, and that was Elliot's yarn. So anyway, that was a fun experience. When I talked to him, I haven't seen him in probably more than a week. And his bag was probably this big. Not as wide as mine, but he, anyway, he was working on it. Grandma's bag hadn't grown very much. She doesn't have as much crochet, as Elliot does. So anyway, the pattern is out there. The tutorial, if it's not out there, it's close. If you have any desire to make amigurumis, try the bear. We would appreciate all the bears. If you have never done an amigurumi and you're like, hey, I want to give it a shot, follow the tutorial. I have seen Annette do tutorials for blankets, for the Afghans, and her tutorial helped me so much that I could make the Grafgan that I made with the 4 little or 6 little pictures in it. And I haven't seen that blanket. It's around somewhere. And anyway, I love the blanket, and her tutorial made it so easy for me to understand and figure out the things that I was doing wrong in trying to do a Grafgan. She's very detail oriented as far as that goes. So that being said, Boggy Bear, if you're into it, I don't know yet when we're doing our first live. I think I will find that out today. And then we'll let you all know. But if you have things that you want to send in for Project Linus or Snowball Express, that's it, not Polar Express, Snowball Express, please send them to Nancy. She is, very willing and ready to do the videos, the lives. Since I'm going to do my own lives on Tuesdays, we're going to give that a shot this week. Tuesdays at 2. So it's tea and crochet. Tea on Tuesdays at 2. That's what I said. Tea on Tuesdays at 2. That's Eastern Standard Time. Because that's the time zone I'm in. If you can make it, fabulous. I'd love to see you there. Not quite sure. Oh, well, probably we're going to talk yarn room. And I will hopefully maybe have a guest. Maybe not. I don't know. If anybody wants to be a guest, let me know. And then Nancy's going to do all the lives for Boggy Creek. We just decided that would be easiest for y'all. So there's no whose channel is it going to be on, and whose turn is it, and all that. Wednesdays, well, whatever day will be Nancy will do Boggy Creek, and then Lynanne has the Thursday night live. That we are all welcome to join her as well. I expect all of y'all to join her, but like I was going to be there on last week, but I had a death in the family, and I had to be at the funeral. Adulting sucks, particularly for things like that. But that is what it is. So I did not get into any yarn room stuff today. I am sorry to say that, but this video is almost a half an hour long, and I will do another video on the yarn room stuff. But I needed to get out the information about Boggy, and I was so excited to open my Happy Mail and my Sisterhood of the Traveling Purple Scarf from Robin. Thank you so much. I love it. Listen, guys, I'm going to let you get back to your day. My voice doesn't want to cooperate anymore. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to get to work here. I'm going to film some of this, and I'll let you see it in the next video. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.